You have to do the work of the person you want to be in order to become that person. So, you want to be a hairstylist? You better start fucking cutting hair. You want to be a trash man? You better be picking up some trash. I wanted to own a supplement company, so I started one. I want to be a professional athlete, so I'm going to train my ass off to become an athlete, and I'm going to do events and compete in those events to be an athlete, and then hopefully I'll be paid for it one day. That's how you become the person you want to be. I just completed week 4. Actually, I didn't complete it, to be honest. I still have a run tomorrow, a 27-minute run, but I've gotten through week 4 of Spartan Beast training for the most part. I'm really busting my ass on this. I'm not a runner. I have completed, let's see, we're gonna pull this out. Today, I did a base run, and it was 3.67 miles is what I got in 40 minutes. The required time or pace was supposed to be 11 minutes and 15 seconds per mile. I did 10:56 per mile. Relatively easy for like pace wise, but like overall time, that's pretty fucking boring. On Wednesday, 2 days ago, I did an anaerobic run. It was an anaerobic focus run. So this was more my bread and butter. I'm more of a sprint athlete. Growing up, I did power sports, and I was a swimmer that did short sprint swims. So in this one, it was a lot more fun for me. It was a 53-minute run, and I did intervals of 40 seconds as fast as I could with about 2 to 3 minute recovery in between. Did that 8 times. Started the run off with a 15-minute warm-up and then a 10-minute cool down. If I have more of these anaerobic style runs in the future, I'm going to really look forward to those ones. And then on Monday, I had a threshold run. So this one was like pushing my pace, I think, a little bit more. There's no notes because I didn't add any, my bad. But I got 3.5 miles in 35 minutes. I think the goal of the threshold was supposed to run at like a 9:05 pace, but with the warm up and cool down mixed in, it came out to an average pace of 10 minutes and 3 seconds per mile. So anyway, that's where I'm at with my training for Spartan Beast, but I continue to push this training further and further. I'm not going to quit. I want to run that 13.1 miles and do all of the obstacles in the Spartan Beast and do the best that I can in a 40 plus age bracket. But back to being the person that you want to be. Michael Jordan isn't Michael Jordan because he was born Michael Jordan. He became Michael Jordan by the work that he put in to becoming Michael Jordan. Did he know he was going to be Michael Jordan? No. He wanted to be the greatest basketball player of all time. Now, this is a debatable title, but in my opinion, growing up, I looked up to Michael Jordan, even though I wasn't a basketball player, but his work ethic and the person that he built himself up to be, I wanted to be that too. Now, a lot of things got in the way of what I wanted to be growing up, but now at the age of 40, I have the time and ability. I've positioned myself in this world and in the steps that I've taken to get to where I am today to chase those goals from when I was a kid. A little bit about my past. Growing up, I grew up with 2 parents who came from modest beginnings. Their focus for me and my brother was to build a life based around security, because that's something that they didn't necessarily have. They worked their asses off to get where they were in life, and they didn't have college degrees, but they focused on getting jobs that had benefits and good pay to build a life that they wanted. And because of the life that they lived, they saw that as a path that we needed as well. So the way that I was being guided as a child into adulthood was go to school, get good grades, go to college, get a job that pays for retirement and your benefits, and you stay there until you die, and you get married and you have kids, and that's your life. But in the world that we live in today, that's not something that people really want. it's something that people have to do, and I get that because I was there too. But people want more for themselves, and I would encourage you to get more for yourself, do more for yourself. And if you're a kid who is listening to this or watching this, which I have my thing set to like only 18 above. So if you're 18 and above and you're watching this, pursue what you want to do when you're young and get those things accomplished before you get old or before you start settling into a lifestyle that takes you away from your dreams. I went to college. I got my degree in exercise science. I wanted to further a career in exercise. I initially, before all of that, I wanted to be an athlete, but the thinking that I was under, there wasn't a lot of like motivation to go down that route. So I went to college, I got my degree, and then after that, my dad died, and I was forced into this world of becoming an adult immediately. So these dreams and aspirations kind of take a back burner because now you are put into a world of, I have to find my secure place in this world. So from there, I became a police officer. I did this for 10 years of my life, and we got to a point where my wife was making good money, and I was able to resign and leave that world behind to pursue what I wanted to do. So now I'm doing that, and I'm putting in the work to become the person that I've always wanted to be. And that's training every day, training clients, building 2 businesses, my training business and also my supplement company, Apogee Performance Nutrition, apogeesubs.com. If you want to go, check it out. But now I'm becoming the athlete that I've always wanted to be. Now, is this a professional football player? No. Am I a professional Olympian bodybuilder? No. But I'm still being athletic every day, and I've set a bar for where I want this to go. Do I want to run marathons? Absolutely not. That does not sound fun to me at all. But the Spartan races are a competitive endeavor to push myself past what I think I can do physically, and I'm training for that now. This is part of my training, and I'm going to get into that right now. I've already completed my upper body portion of today's workout. I'm now going to get into my lower body. First up is going to be squats. I have one working set of squats today, but I am going to build up and warm up to that working set. It's going to be a working set of 230 pounds for 10 reps because I just finished 3.5 mile run. Basically, my knees and legs are fucking sore. So I am going to warm up, build up to that working set. My wife did her workout already, so she has these little weights on the bar. I'll just do a little quick warm up with these and then move progressively up. So basically I'm just going to work through the full range of motion here, do 10 reps. Oh yeah, that is tender. Ooh. Some people ask me if I hated being a cop. Parts of the job sucked, but overall I had a good time doing it. I was a canine handler for 5 years of that. But what ultimately made me want to leave the job was like the politics and the bureaucratic bullshit that comes with being in law enforcement. But yeah, if I didn't have the opportunity to leave the job, then I would have done it for the rest of my career, so up to 30 years. And I would have probably become super salty and jaded. But that's just part of life. If you want to know more about my time as a cop or a canine handler, leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll probably do more videos about that stuff or more content around that. But right now I'm going to do another warm-up set now with 135. Again, I'm going to work through 10 reps here. Super, like, not super, but slow and controlled, working through. My calves are really tight still, so here we go. One of the positives about my time as a cop was I got a good perspective on the world from different angles. A lot of people live in bubbles, and I as well lived in a bubble prior to becoming a cop. And when you live in these bubbles, you only see the world for what is inside your bubble. But I got to see other bubbles. I was in other people's bubbles. I was going into people's homes. I was going into their problems and their worst days of their lives. And sometimes it'd be the same people, and I'd be seeing a lot of the worst days of their lives. And what this did for me was it gave me a perspective on the world and on my own life of shit can always be worse. Do the best you can in the time that you have all the time. Don't take what you currently have for granted, because it can all be taken away from you immediately. And what I'm talking about is you could lose your job. You could lose your life. And in a lot of the situations that I dealt with, it was with death, whether it be, I don't know if you can say that on YouTube, so I'll probably bleep it out, but self-harm, or accidental deaths. So in an instant, you're gone. So seriously, like, that's one of the biggest things that I took away from the job was be grateful for the time that you have in the present. Be present with the people that you love. That's super important. But anyway, I'm not trying to get too deep here. Anyway, now we're gonna go on to the working set. 230 pounds on the bar, going for 10 reps, working set. Here we go. I can already tell, like, there's really nothing sore on me except for like my calves right here. I really need to stretch those out, and my knees are super tender. But other than that, like, everything feels good, especially for all the running that I've been doing. I think I'm up to like a total of 40 miles this month. Anyway, enough talking. I'll get into this now. Okay, so that was a lot tougher than I thought it was going to be. You're probably wondering why are you only doing one set? I'm not really trying to grow my legs at this point in training. So there's not a lot of hypertrophy work. The one working set is basically to maintain the strength that I have in my legs and to maintain the size that I have in my legs. I don't just train my legs 1 day a week. There's 3 days of training where it's like low intensity, lower volume, but it's helping maintain the size and strength. Okay, so the next exercise for my legs today is going to be dumbbell or kettlebell split leg squats or split squats. I'm going to do it with an elevated front leg to really get more stretch in my glutes for the working leg. The way that you're going to do this is you're going to split your legs, one forward, one backward. Have them like hip width apart. With dumbbells, you'll see this in a second, and then you're going to focus on balancing your weight down the center of your body, using primarily the front leg to do all the work. Back leg is there for balance and support. You're gonna do this, well, I'm gonna do this about 16 times. All right, 16 on that leg. I'll do the other one. Shot from the side now, doing the other leg. All right, left foot forward, up on the plates. Find my balance and take my back knee down to the ground. When I tap it on the ground, I elevate myself back up. Oh man. The last leg exercise for today is going to be stiff-legged deadlifts. The focus on this is going to be pulling the weight off of the ground, using my hamstrings as a primary mover on this. So when you do this, you want to keep your legs mostly straight, just a slight bend in your knees, but you're not going to push your ass super far back with more of a knee bend like you get in like a Romanian deadlift. Got 175 pounds on the bar, and I'm going for 15 reps. Ooh. Yeah, that felt good. If you're a runner that's watching this video, leave a comment in the section below. What do you do for like strengthening exercises for legs? Or do you just run? I've never been immersed in the long distance running world, so I'm not sure what you guys like to do when it comes to strength exercises. Let me know in the box below. One thing that comes along with putting yourself out there in the public sphere and being a business owner these days, or even trying to be a professional athlete at 40 years old, is you have to be active on social media, and YouTube is one of those media outlets. Am I great at talking to a camera? No. But do I want to be that person who does these things? Yes. So I'm doing the work and I'm putting out these videos as often as possible. So do me a favor, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you like this type of stuff, or even if you don't, maybe just stick around and see if I get better. Also, leave a comment in the section below saying whether you like this style of video, what I could do better, if you have any more questions about my life or cop life, stuff like that. Anything is open for a comment and a response. See you in the next one. Thank you.